What's up, everybody? Tweeting coming at you today. We got another Marvel Crisis Protocol video, and this time we have the new Modok, who's on his way out, coming out in April, along with the Immortal Hulk. And if you guys haven't seen my reaction to the Immortal Hulk, you guys got to watch that down below. But yeah, Modok to me, I've never okay. So like, here's my thing with Modok, right? I'm not the biggest Modok fan. I know why people like him. He's cool. He's whatever. He's the giant head in a thing, and he just blasts people and just whatever, right? I'm not the biggest Modok fan at all. You know, but the thing is that this sculpt looks really good. Like, if I never played this character, I would love to have him just as a sculpt. Like, he absolutely looks 10 times better than what he does. At least in my opinion, he looks better than the original sculpt. The original sculpt is really good. And the only reason why I bought the original sculpt was because it just came with the starter set at the time. It was like an expansion with it, so it was cool. But man, this sculpt is, I gotta say, this is like a 9 out of 10 for me. Like, this sculpt is really nice. And today, we get his character card and we get to react to that. You guys can, like I said, like, dislike, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Get me to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Come on. Y'all out there, like, subscribe to other Marvel Crisis Protocol channels. Or subscribe to mine too, man. Give me some love. And I'm always gonna have Marvel Crisis Protocol content. The next video I'm gonna be doing is talking about Brotherhood and Senators. I'm gonna talk about my team that I like to run at 19 points. I can tell you why I run that, and I'm pretty sure other people have maybe talked about it, done a video on it. If they haven't, I will, and that'll be coming on the pipeline when I get time. And because I think people need to understand what's going on there and why it's really strong, and maybe come up with some counterplay for it, you know, if you can. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the man, the myth, Modok. So, Modok, Scientist Supreme. That's funny. George Tarleton, 3 physical defense dice, 3 energy defense dice. And I think this is definitely up, right? Because the 5-threat Modok has 2 physical and I think has 3 energy, if I remember correctly. I don't remember at all. And he has 5 mystic defense dice, which he should. He's, you know, doing a lot of crazy things on his chair and all that stuff. So that's really cool. 7 health. I think the original Modok had 10. The 5-threat, I believe, had 10 health. So this is like health down or whatever, like 3 health down. So that's interesting. Threat 4. So this is a 4-threat version of Modok, and I have to say, there's been a resurgence of 4 threats in Marvel Crisis Protocol, and I think AMG's done a pretty good job of making that threat valuable and competition at that spot, which is really good, because 4 threats to me were probably one of the weakest in the game. A lot can be said about 5 threats and all that stuff, but I always thought 4 threats was just a dud. It was just like voodoo or bust. Like, you know, Vision was there too, but now there's just so many interesting 4 threats. You know, you got Sabretooth, you've got Logan, you got Voodoo still. I mean, Vision is still pretty good. Crimson Dynamo is absolutely amazing. And, you know, just the list goes on and on. It looks like they're doing a really good job, and there's a resurgence of the 4 threat, and that's really cool. I like to see that. Size 3, of course, and move small. So nothing really changes there. Doomsday Chair Arsenal. Range 4. Long range attack. 5 dice. Before choosing a target, this character chooses whether its attack type is physical or energy. I wish Gambit could do that, but that's fine. After this attack is resolved. And I really thought they would... Energy. They chose energy. That's interesting. I mean, energy is really strong. Because, you know, the average... Energy defense is like below average, like average to below average in this game. So having them choose energy is really interesting. I thought maybe they'd stick with the Mystic route, but they went energy, which is, like I said, on average or below average for defense. So that's really interesting. That's really good. After the attack resolved, it gains power, good damage dealt. Standard. Wild is Incinerate. Love it. The Wild, you get an Incinerate. Lowering someone's defense dice on a Wild and launching it at 5 dice is really good. I'm pretty sure he's going to have some built-in reels. We won't get to that later, so this is going to help out his consistency a little bit. So that's really cool. Psionic Assault. Range 3, 7 dice, 4 power cost. So this is a pretty cheap spender. I mean, pretty cheap spender here for 4. 7 dice, and it's Mystic. So that's really cool. So he has a Mystic attack built in. That's really nice. Before damage is dealt, this character may advance the target small. Wow. That's really good. That is really, really good. So they basically put his bow in the spender. That is really good. That is really good. There is no condition for this, and it's before damage dealt. So this is guaranteed to happen. He's going to advance a character small. Now, granted, there's characters that this is not going to work against, like people with the helmet and all that stuff. It's not going to work, like, Juggernaut and all that. But still, this against any other character, this is really, really strong. Doing movements and being able to move a character out of position is very, very strong in this game. And Modok doing that is just absolutely sick on a spender. I would pay 4 power for this. Why not? Even if I did no damage, who cares? On a wild. Before damage is dealt, the target character gains a stun special condition, so that's cool. So you're guaranteed to get a condition if you roll a wild. You're guaranteed to get advanced and moved into another position. This spender is really good. I like this spender a lot. Like, they've done a really good job with spenders lately, and I actually want to use more spenders on my new characters that I've been getting lately. On the old characters, not so much. On the new characters, I would say, like, this is really, really good. Advanced idea mechanics. Aim. That's how they put in aim. All right, cool. Advanced idea mechanics. Affiliation, criminal syndicate. So he's a part of the criminal syndicate, but this is aim. That's cool. That's a nice way to do that. I like that. That's really cool. Good on you, AMG. I like this. Let's read this. Once per turn, when an allied character is attacking or defending, if it is holding or contesting an objective token and has one or more wild results in its roll, it may change one of its dice to a hit or block. So this is really good. So it's rewarding you for playing the objective. Now, what I've noticed about Criminal Syndicate, they want that to be an objective team, but in different ways. Like, for example, like Kingpin is all about, holding on to secures and scoring a lot of points there and then passing objectives off with his leadership. You got Shadowland Daredevil, which punishes people for having an objectives, to get them back and to get a reroll 1 die if they have an objective token. This is different. This is if I'm holding or contesting an objective token, I get to change a hit or a block. Or hit. I could change a dice to a hit or block if I'm holding an objective. If I roll a wild. Which is really good. So this is rewarding, like I said, you playing the objective. And makes you a little bit more consistent. So this is a really interesting leadership. And the other thing to this too, this does not cost any power, so that's really good. And that's really strong. And it's not a it's a once per turn, so that's really good as well. I like this. I like this leadership a lot. I think it's interesting. The fact that Modok is 4th threat, he can get some little flexibility in there, and this just gives the Criminal Syndicate a 3rd option, right? And they could just throw him in because I know in the past, like, people would like to play like Modok, the 5-threat Modok with Kingpin sometimes. I know in my locals they love to do that every now and then. I never liked that because I hate having 2 small movers on my team. But people like that, and if they want to play the Wilson Fisk version of Criminal Syndicate along with this one, you're gonna have the flexibility. So it's pretty good. I like it. This is a really good leadership. This is really, really good. I'm a fan of this. This sounds fun, actually. I get to play the objective, and I get to change and make my dice a little more consistent on defending and attacking. Sign me up. By my calculations, you'll be dead in seconds. Oh, boy. I just got done watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I watched the dude be Modok. And it just brings back memories of that character in that movie. Like, insane. By my calculations, you'll be dead in seconds. That's hilarious. Choose an active terrain feature size 4 or less within 3 and throw it small. I'm not a huge fan of the small distance on this throw. It is a long range where you could throw from range 3. I wish this was medium, but it's fine, I guess. I'm not a fan of it. Like the small throw, I'm not the biggest fan of that at all. I do like that he has a throw and that it's a size 4 or less. And he could just chuck it at somebody. So that's really cool, right? It's just the distance isn't really, really long, so yeah. All right. All in this world are beneath me. Oh, Modok. Like, all this world in this world is beneath me. Okay, whatever, dude. Oh, Modok. While this character is attacking during the modified dice step of the attack, if there's another allied character... Hold on. If there is another allied character within 3 of it, this character may use a superpower. The allied character may spend up to 3 power for each power spent this way. This character... Ooh, okay, so he basically... Okay, so while this character is attacking during the modified dice step, if there is another allied character within 3 of it, this character may use this superpower. The allied character may spend up to 3 power for each power spent this character. Okay, so this is cool. So this is really, really interesting. So what this is doing is allowing Modok to gain rerolls off of having another character within 3 of him. And to basically just stay within that range. This is really, really interesting. So what this can set up is like certain characters. Let's say, for example, let's just use Emma Frost right now as an example as a 4th threat. Not that you would play it with Criminal Syndicate, but just use her as an example. So what this is incentivizing is like having... Because I would tell you right now, I think one of the biggest weaknesses on this Modok is that if you displace him, because right now I'm not seeing anything that allows him to move at this point in time, so we'll see. We haven't finished reading the card. But let's say, for example, you have Emma Frost behind him, and she's within 3, right? Well, if someone were to advance Modok, okay, Emma Frost can do her thing and, like, stop the advance, right? Or whatever the case may be. Also, what this rewards is now Modok can spend 3 off of... Now, granted, this is a lot of power off of Emma Frost. Emma Frost has to have a lot of power to do her thing. But the point is that it's rewarding that play style and allowing, instead of Modok to spend this power, he can hold it for himself and do whatever he wants. He'll use the power off of somebody else, right? It doesn't have to be Emma, it could just be anybody else. And they can spend the power, right? And they can go ahead and now Modok can re-roll his dice. I like this. I'm a huge fan of this. I think this is really cool. It's different from his re-rolls on the 5-threat Modok, which is just basically it's just him, spending all of his power and just re-rolling his dice. Like, this is pretty interesting, and I really do like this. This is really cool. Genius requires sacrifice. Your sacrifice to be precise. Oh my god. Bars, Modok. What you doing, dog? You're spitting a verse right now. Genius requires sacrifice. Your sacrifice to be precise. I like this. 2 power costs. When this character is targeted by an enemy attack, it may use a superpower. Choose another allied character within 2. The chosen character becomes the target. So this is similar to what Red Skull has. Red Skull can redirect an attack towards somebody else, and now Modok can do it. I wish this was range 3, but that's okay. Range 2. Honestly, if I have someone within range 2, I should be bodyguarding anyway. But that's okay. That's okay. I could just redirect this to another character. Let's say, for example, if I got a character that got repositioned, like let's say, what's his name? He just came out. Beta Ray Bill. Let's say if I have Beta Ray Bill behind Modok, what I can end up doing then is if he's within 2 of Modok, I can redirect or talk to Beta Ray Bill, and Beta Ray Bill's a little tanky. He can either take the damage or block. If he doesn't block and takes the damage, now Beta Ray Bill can advance small, so that can give Beta Ray Bill a little closer into the match, right? You can do little combinations like that with characters that are built like that. So that's really cool. He's looking to be a really interesting character. Like I like what they're doing with him here. Like there's decision trees that you have, and they're really interesting. He's just a different character overall. I don't like he just feels different. And I like to see that from my character. So he's looking really good right now. I am Modok, master of the mental arts. Okay, what Modok? Dude, these superpowers, dude. AMG. I've said this before. I've said this a million times. AMG does a fantastic job naming these superpowers and innates. They're so well thought out. Like they're just every time I talk, I mention a superpower during a game, I always chuckle and have a good laugh with it. Like they're so well thought out. Like they're so good. While this character is defending against a mental attack, it adds blanks in its rolls to its total successes. Additionally, this character cannot be pushed or advanced. Okay, so this is his way to not get pushed or advanced. This to me screams if you're playing if you're playing Convocation with the Ironbound books, right? That's what this screams to me. I think this is really good with them. You could just put the Ironbound book on Modok, and then you have to attack him with Mystical, and now he can add blanks to his total success. So in that affiliation, he can be really strong and just survive and last a really long time in Convocation, right? So that's really cool, and I like that they added that here. So anyone with a Mystic attack, they're not really doing anything to him. You're gonna have to hit him with physical and energy attacks. And he doesn't have his old, like how original 5-threat Modok has the whole wild to blank thing. He doesn't have that here, and that's what they replaced with this. So that I like that. This is something different that they added with the character. So that's really cool. I'm liking this Modok a lot. I like the leadership. I really want to build teams around this Modok and just have a good time, honestly. Let's go to the injured side. They drop his health by 2. Nothing changes, really. Yeah, nothing's changing. His health goes down by 2. Everything's the same. He doesn't lose anything. I just wish his throw was a little bit better, honestly. If his throw was a medium, I think he's honestly like a perfect character, right? That's just one, to me, that's not really a downside. It's just like, I just wish it was a longer range. And I think he's a perfect character, right? But he's really good. I like what I'm seeing from this character, and I actually might buy him now. See, like for me, like with Modok, like now that I have one already, I don't want another one, right? But now that I've read this card and I'm interested in the leadership, I'm going to buy them now. I'm going to buy them. That's it for me, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Keep playing Marvel Crisis Protocol, and I'll catch you on the next one. Remember, guys, like, dislike, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And I will have more Marvel Crisis Protocol content. Thank you guys for doing what you do out there. I really do appreciate it. And keep playing Marvel. Catch you on the next one.